r/AskReddit by Redmond Dts. What's your NSFW secret that you're still hiding from everyone? I was a consistent revenge fuck for my boss. I was 19 years old, working at Target, and I had a very attractive team leader, 48 female. One morning I come in, and I see her weeping in the backloading area. I ask her if she's okay, and try to console her. Unprompted, she takes me into the back produce cooler, and we had sex. I came to find out her husband cheated on her with his 19-year-old secretary, and she basically used me to do the same. I didn't mind. Craziest thing was, she transferred to another store across the state, and when I made a Facebook post about a pre-basic training party at my house, she showed up, we had sex again, and she gave me nude Polaroids as a keepsake. I had my ass fingered when I was 25 by a woman that was 50, and I came like crazy. Weirdest orgasm ever. I recently came across a family member's hidden sexual account on here. They don't know that I know, and what I do know could destroy their marriage and family. Oh, and I hate this family member. We don't get along, and they were verbally abusive to me for over 15 years. So for now I'm keeping it in my back pocket, in case they decide to be a major dick to me again. I learned incognito mode exists way too late in life. Let's just say my YouTube suggestions were confusing for a while. Curiosity forces me to inquire more. Elaborate confusing buddy. YouTube started recommending therapy channels, church sermons, and how to delete your browser history, in that order. Even the algorithm was concerned. I sharted at work once, when I was like 18, and stuffed the boxes down a small hole between the building and what I thought was a generator or something. Turned out it was a huge set of fans that fed air into the front entrance inside a metal container type thing, and it was blowing shit smelling air into the entrance hall of the building. People thought something had crawled into the air vents, and I'd or something. Heard people talking about it when I left for the day. Smell was gone the next day. My husband was working, electrician, in a nasty yucky crawl space under a grocery store recently. All the workers had to wear these carbon monoxide detectors hooked to their belts. He farted, and it was so bad it set his alarm off, and everyone had to evacuate the crawl space. He of course did not confess. On a flight to my first duty station after basic training, an older woman sitting next to me asked the stewardess for a blanket. She put the blanket over her lap and started stirring her pot, so to speak. She slid the blanket over onto my lap and gave me a few strokes while she orgasmed next to me. My wife and I are both 99.9% convinced that our daughter was conceived during a night of BDSM sex. I prefer men my dad's age because I don't have a stable relationship with him and was assaulted by one of his friends growing up. My old boss paid me $1 grand to stay at a hotel for one night and fuck his brains out. I want to smell and jerk off into women's panties. Like all the time. I think it's mostly innocent. I'm legally blind, so pictures and videos don't really work, as I can't tell what I'm looking at. Getting something tangible actually helps a lot. I keep debating on asking older friends who would not judge if they know any cute blonde women who might be interested in extra cash. My friend and I used to trade hand jobs and blow jobs in high school. That's a secret, but the bigger secret is that I'm now married with kids, but still think about sucking dick sometimes. Even Batman wouldn't be able to get this information out of me. I met my best friend in my teens, and we were, still are, super close. One night in our 20s, we were drinking with her now husband, and sex talk came up. Eventually I ended up going down on her in front of him, and had many more nights of hookups together as threesomes, just her husband watching us, etc. Cut to a couple of years later, we find out we are distant cousins. Still, we continued to hook up on occasion after that. When I was 19, I got a BJ from my buddy's girlfriend's 50-ish mom while they were in the other room. She wasn't that hot, but very skilled. My oldest was 76 when I was 20 years old, and she was still some of the best sex I ever had, not gonna lie. When I taught ESL in Korea, my principal tried to fuck me at her going away party. I declined since I wasn't attracted to her, and because she was a bitch. When no one's home, I like to walk around and do normal shit with no clothes on. It's quite comfortable and feels natural to me. Not proud of this at all. When Craigslist still had casual encounters and whatnot, I hooked up with a lot of random men from 2011 to whenever they took that option off. The number has to be at least 25. Granted, I always used protection no matter what, but I regret it all. I got a job promotion in exchange for my worn underwear. My boss loved them. I act completely straight and normal, but I'm actually a fucked up perv that fantasizes and jerks off to almost anything. No one at work knows that sometimes I want to be used by all my co-workers like a cock sleeve in my mouth and ass. And I have a wife. Tried out for a porno once. Went horribly. Please elaborate. In the early 2000s, I signed up for this little adult modeling agency online. A few small-time producers reached out to me, and one of them wanted to do an interview. I'm like 18 at the time, so I'm scared to go to some independent porn studio a few cities over. I call my friend Cody, and I say, "Wanna go with me to a porn interview?" He says yes, then hangs up the phone. I pick him up, we get there, and I shake hands with the producer. Now I'm average at best, but in the movie Boogie Nights, Mark Wahlberg pulls it out while trying to get a gig, so that's what I thought I was supposed to do. So I whip it out. The producer goes, "Who, what the F?" I'm like, "Oh, I thought you had to see it." He's like, "Yeah, that comes after the questions." I answer his questions, then he needs me to do a solo so that he can see if I can perform comfortably in a studio. I'm like, "Where are the girls?" He says, "I'm a producer, not a pimp." So I tell him to walk out of the room for a minute so I can get it up. He walks out, but there's no use, so I'm just sitting there in some shitty studio with my limp dick in my hand. I walk back into the office and apologize and say maybe another time. I tell my buddy he should try out, and he goes fuck it. My man walks in there, walks out 10 minutes later with a huge smile on his face, and goes, "I couldn't do it either, man." It was a 45-minute drive home, and we never said a word to each other. My cousin and I are FWB. Family with benefits. I slept with my old roommate's mom like 5 times back in 2006. Nobody in my personal life will ever know. At the time I was like 20 and she was in her 40s. Someone in my college friend group got a new computer and asked me if I could transfer all the data over to the new one. I had a huge crush on her, so of course I said yes. I found a bunch of NSFW videos of her as I was cleaning everything up because I sorted everything by size, and they were the biggest files taking up space on her computer. That's half the secret. I also lied and told her the data transfer program was slow and it wouldn't be ready until the next day. The other half of the secret is I watched every one of them that night, didn't sleep at all. We ended up as friends with benefits the next year, but I never said a word to her about that. I'm an asshole for doing that to her, but I didn't make copies, and I've grown up to be a better person who sees how shitty that was of me. I was stupid in college. If I'm not good in bed, but I've had sex with women who have children, doesn't that make me a bad motherfucker? I was going to be late to work, which would have auto-denied me for a promotion. I went to ChatGPT and had it make a DR note for me. I then filled out as much as I could, then blamed the system, saying I didn't have an appointment. I submitted that note and it worked. won't be doing that again because I found out the only reason they didn't check was because of my reputation. If they had checked, I could have been fired. I was given temp network admin account from tech support to fix an issue with my user account on my managed MacBook by creating a local account. I also use the access to give my local account permanent root access. I have an unapproved power strip plugged into one of the outlets in my office because there are not enough outlets. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.